and welcome to Week 14 of NFL action with GoldTrainLocks. As always, I am Max Turner, happy to be joining you on this Saturday. Alongside me, as always, Johnny Carter. How you doing today, Johnny?
I am doing great, Max. Thank you. Hopefully, all of you out there are doing great as well.
A few things to cover, folks. A 12-1 November with guarantees is unbelievable. What else can we say about it? It wasn't perfect, but it was damn near. 12-1 on our guarantees. And that is something we are happy to bring you, and it's something that we are looking forward to bringing you in December, January, and at the beginning of February with our Super Bowl pick. Folks, beyond that, this is a big week of NFL action. Week 14 is a big week for a lot of football teams. It's when the men are separated from the boys, and it's when the primetime players put the women and children to sleep and go out there and look to make plays and establish their playoff run. Johnny!
Thank you, Max. Let's get it started right away. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely, folks. Let's bring you some winners this week. Johnny, why don't you take us to Indianapolis?
I will, where we have the awful Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts, who have been hot. They haven't been blowing teams out, but I think that'll change this week. I think they roll all over the Bengals. 13.5 points they're laying. It's a lot. I know it. You know it. I don't care. They win this game by at least 20 points.
Now let me take you to Chicago, where the Bears are welcoming Jacksonville. Not very open arm, though. They're going to take care of business early and often. Look for the defense to prove a point. They're not as good as they were advertised, but they can still make plays. The Bears cover the 6.5 in that game.
Next to Tennessee, where the Titans, who have been getting a little bit overlooked ever since they lost, they're still a great team, and expect them to jump all over the Cleveland Browns, who will have Ken Dorsey starting at quarterback this week. Tennessee, the Titans are laying 14 points. It's a lot, but I don't care. I also feel like they win this game by at least 20. You might get a little nervous about betting this game at about 14 until the Titans jump all over them 17-0 in the second quarter. Then we'll both know we're good. Lay the points with the Titans.
Next, we're traveling to Baltimore, where Washington is coming into town. Washington-Baltimore should be a pretty good matchup, but defense takes over this game. And Baltimore wins this game because of defense. They are laying 5.5 points. They win it by 7+.
Next to the Meadowlands, where the Philadelphia Eagles are coming in to take on the New York Football Giants, the best team in football. I'll make it very simple for you. It's pretty much next to impossible to bet against the Giants at this point. They're laying 7 points. I don't care. They win this game by double digits at least. The Philadelphia Eagles are still kind of a mess. I don't care about the Plaxico Burress distractions. I think the Giants roll.
Next, we're going to San Francisco, where the Jets are coming into town. And I got to tell you, this line seems a little bit low. It smells a little bit fishy, but it isn't fishy enough for us to bet on the 49ers. The Jets have looked good this year. 49ers have looked all year long. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay 4 with the Jets, and we're going to look for them again to take care of business bigger than expected.
Next, we have an interesting game with the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills, who are technically at home, but the game will be played in Skydome in Toronto. Now, that's an interesting twist. The line is a pick'em. I think the Dolphins win the game outright just because I think they're a better team. They're a better team. I think they take care of business in Toronto. Dolphins.
Next, we're going to Denver, where the Chiefs are coming into town. Chiefs have not looked very good this year, but Denver has been picking and choosing which weeks they want to show up on and which weeks they want to win. Now, what I was saying before, Week 14 is when the men are separated from the boys. And if you're going to be a team that picks when you want to play, you are clearly not in that man category. Therefore, we take the Chiefs, getting 10 points in this game, taking care of business.
Next to the desert, where the St. Louis Rams are coming into town to take on the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals have had an up and down season. They're on their way down now, it looks like. I think they might win this game, but I think the line is way too high. Take the Rams and take the 14 points that they are getting. 14, way too much.
Next, we got America's boys, the Dallas Cowboys, rolling into Pittsburgh. Game of the week. Absolutely. Two great teams going head-to-head. If nothing more, it'll be a great game to watch as a fan. But on top of that, we'll give you a winner so you can make money while watching a very, very fun football game. The Dallas Cowboys are getting 3 points in this game. It's always tough to travel into Pittsburgh and get a W. But if there's a team that can do it this year, it would be Either the Dallas Cowboys or the New York Football Giants. Dallas is doing it. Dallas is rolling into town. They're taking care of business, and they're getting points. Let's see America's boys do what they do best and get the W.
Finally, before we get to our guaranteed picks, we're going to take you to Seattle in an afternoon game where the New England Patriots are coming into town. The Patriots are laying 6.5. I don't think that's enough. The Seahawks are bad. They're just bad, poorly coached. Mike Holmgren, a good coach, but doesn't have it going for him this year. Matt Hasselbeck's coming back. They've shown a little life, but I really like Bill Belichick to control this game from the sideline. I like him to win a turnover battle, and I like the Patriots to win by double digits on the road.
There we go. Now, again, taking you to our guaranteed winners. And, folks, what can you expect out of our guaranteed winners except 3 W's? If we haven't proven it to you by now, there's no other way we can prove it to you. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to pump it too hard. Let's get right into it. You'll know what to do with these picks. First, we got the gold mine of the week. Gold mine's been hot, has of all the picks. We got Minnesota traveling to Detroit. What we did is we looked at Detroit and we said that they weren't going to go 0-16 this year. So we put a lot of faith in them come Thanksgiving Day, and we got burned when we watched a high school team play a professional team and get thrown across that field from end zone to end zone. An absolute embarrassment to the NFL, to the NFL's fans, and anyone that may have accidentally crossed upon that channel looking for something else to watch. Embarrassing to everyone. So what we're going to do is we're going to gladly guarantee Minnesota as our gold mine of the week, laying 10, going to Detroit.
Next, I will take you to Green Bay, where the Houston Texans, fresh off a nice win on Monday night, travel to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. The Packers have been somewhat of a disappointment, but they've had some really tough losses at the end. I think they're much more talented than their record is. They're laying 6 points at home against Houston, coming off a short week, the Texans are. And I think the Packers also win this game by double digits, so much so that I will make the Green Bay Packers my lock of the week at home against the Texans, making this 6 out of my last 7 locks of the week. Get with me.
That's right, Johnny, looking to get right back where he left off, and I think it's going to happen rolling all the way to February. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll you to my gravy train of the week. That's right, folks. My gravy train of the week, again, making you money in week 14. Keep counting that stash of cash that you've made off of it all year, and then lay it on this game because it's going to get even bigger all the way until February. Here we go. My gravy train. The Atlanta Falcons are rolling into New Orleans. The Saints at home are a very tough team to play. They hadn't had a home game in a month plus until their last, where they absolutely dominated. Now, I'm looking for it to happen again. The Saints laying 3 points to a good Atlanta football team. But the Saints just know how to win, and they're going to get it done again in Week 14. Gravy train, Saints, -3.
Now, before we go, as always, we need to make everybody aware, there might be some new viewers here, about our newsletter. For those of you that have been on our newsletter, you know how good it is to be on there, especially in the past week, where we gave you our Monday Night Parlay with Houston and the over. And we also gave you our Thursday night pick with the Chargers rolling all over the Oakland Raiders. Hopefully you guys profited as much as we did off those games. Now, you can get on our emailing list by emailing us at
GoldTrainLocks@gmail.com. Again, that list is getting long, and we always like to hear from our viewers. We apologize that this is not getting up till Saturday. We had technical difficulties in the studio, but we have implemented new plans that this should not happen anymore. So Thursday is the day. We apologize for being late, but just on time to bring you winners for tomorrow.
All right. Another day, another dollar, Max.
Success and nothing less, folks. Enjoy your weekend.